Hi everybody, and welcome to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. In this video, I've got a story for you that started in the subreddit Am I the A-hole, then shifted to Entitled Parents, and we have an update and final update. Then, a great story from Petty Revenge. So, if you want to get started with the stories, just use the timestamps below the video. Now, let's get started with that first story. This post started on the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user SatanFister0218. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom if I wanted to watch kids I'd have one after declining babysitting? My 25 female younger sister, 21 female, is pretty pregnant. For the last few weeks she has been demanding that my significant other, 27 male, and I babysit her newborn every weekend from Friday morning to Sunday evening, so she and her significant other, 21 male, can have some cool-off time from being parents, to not overstress. Each time I have laughed at her and shut it down with a quick, "Nope, I won't be," and she gets mad I'm not helping her out. Yesterday, she got our mother involved. Mom called me and asked why I was being a self-centered bitch and so selfish. She didn't raise me this way. I told her I was a grown-ass woman with my own house and life, and that if I wanted to watch kids as a second job, I'd effing have some. She sputtered out something about me being a horrible person and hung up on me. My significant other and my one aunt are 100% with me. However, my mom, dad, and the other 900 family members and friends that got involved are calling me out on Facebook and blowing up my phone. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to babysit every weekend and snapping at my mom over it? What? No, OP, no, you are not the a-hole. Your sister and her SO are being lazy and ridiculous. What the hell? They need you to watch the kid 3 out of the 7 days of the week because they need to chill because being a parent is so tough? Well then don't have babies, you morons. So if my math doesn't fail me, you're not the a-hole, and there are 904 a-holes in this story. The top 4 being your sister, her significant other, your mom, and your dad, and then the other 900 family members and friends. I don't understand why your mom is siding with your sister. That's idiotic. Your sister's the mom, her significant other's the dad, the baby is their responsibility, no one else's. If you were to volunteer some of your time to take care of that kid, sure, but you shouldn't be expected to do so. I'd say OP, stand your ground. Don't let them push you into taking care of this baby because that's not going to be the end of it. Anyways, what do you guys think about this situation? What is your judgment? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they had to say. No Reply 7070 says, not the a-hole, but your sister and her husband are. They are nuts to plan to part with a newborn for 60 hours straight every week. The fact that everyone else in your family sees this as okay is wild. You and your aunt are literally the only sane people in your family. Aidi Sasun says, not the a-hole, and also, lol, what the F? So let me get this straight. Your sister and her significant other are having a baby, but they want every weekend off so they can go have fun while you watch their child? Every weekend? Yeah, that sounds like they should have thought twice before getting her pregnant. This is not how that works. I had my son in 21. And guess what I did at most weekends? It's called being a parent. Ridiculous entitled nonsense is what I'd call your sister's behavior, and I absolutely fail to understand why your family is agreeing with her. If your parents think she should have every weekend off, they can watch the child. Lung Jumping 2390 says, not the a-hole. If everyone is that insistent that the parents-to-be need a break each week, they can do the babysitting themselves. It's pretty entitled of your sister to expect you to do this every weekend in addition to your normal working life. Well, no surprise there, at least not for me. The community absolutely agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that the sister's being ridiculous. On top of the whole family being just a bunch of a-holes. Anyways, like I said in the beginning, this story started in Am I the A-hole and shifted to Entitled Parents, where we have 2 updates. So let's continue with the first one. Hey everyone, thank you so much for the support on my last post. Thought I'd share an update and answer some questions now that the baby is here. A lot of comments mentioned that our mother and sister probably spun some sort of tale about how I was just refusing to help, period. Not take over 45% of parenting. And well, no. Those who I spoke to knew the entire story. They agreed 2 21-year-olds need a break from parenting. Our mom did it with me. Why shouldn't my sister get the same courtesy? Whenever family or friends message me about babysitting or giving me crap about it, my favorite response has been, "You're right, I am selfish, irresponsible, whatever, and probably not fit to take the baby this weekend. But I can be sure to let my sister know you've volunteered your time this week to help her out." Funny enough, everyone seems to have some generic excuse as to why they can't or won't. "I worked all week and it's my wind down time." "Not my child, not my responsibility, but somehow it's mine." And my all-time favorite response, "It's your responsibility as the oldest to ensure your siblings don't make mistakes, and if they do, you take responsibility and don't let them ruin their lives over it. They're still kids who need to have fun. You had your turn." People of Am I the A-hole and Entitled Parents, please take a moment and reread that last response. What would your reaction or response be? The baby has been here just under 2 weeks now, and my sister, her significant other, and our mother have left multiple messages and voicemails about when they will drop the baby off, their expectations for when I have the baby, routines, etc. Besides a quick, "not watching your baby this weekend," I have not answered or responded to it. My significant other and I took some advice and invested in a doorbell camera and a few others around the house. And as most of you called it, my mother and sister attempted to drop the baby off at my doorstep 6 days after it was born, knocked and tried to run. I spoke through the doorbell and told them they had exactly 2 minutes to pick the baby back up or I was calling CPS for abandonment. My youngest sister, 16 female, called me about an hour afterwards, explaining our mother had attempted to leave the baby with her as well, but it only earned mom a dirty look, while my youngest sister simply stepped over the carrier and walked out the house. She has been staying with us since. Significant other and I have spoken to my younger sister to see how she would feel about her coming and living with us permanently. And we have a meeting with a lawyer to see if we have any ground to stand on, because our parents are threatening to call the police onto my significant other and me for kidnapping and holding my youngest sister as a hostage. Oh, before I forget this level of beautiful pettiness, our aunt, the only one who has supported us, surprised my younger sister, significant other, and I, and took us out to her cabin for the weekend, where youngest sister posted pictures and tagged our mother, sister, and significant other. Man, such an amazing weekend. Sure wish you guys were free to join. OP's edit. A few commenters mentioned wanting to know more about the doorbell reaction. So, neither of them knew about the doorbell. It was a mix of shocked Pikachu and some kind ragey raccoon faces that they didn't just get away with it. My mother started to argue, but I cut her off by starting to count down. My sister quickly picked up the baby and they both left without another word. Wow, OP, I definitely did not give your sister and your mom enough credit last time around. They're not just morons, they are complete and absolute idiots. Entitled idiots, to be very specific. What? They just left the baby at your doorstep and attempted to sneak away? I feel so sorry for that baby. I don't see it growing up in a healthy environment where they are properly loved. I mean, your sister sounds like the type of person that would blame their kid for their crappy life. Like, my life was so much better before you came around, or some abusive crap like that. Of course, that's just speculation on my part, and I do hope I am wrong for the sake of that baby. In any case, OP has given us a final update to this whole saga. so let's finish up with that. My significant other, younger sister, and I met with a lawyer just before the weekend, and my parents have no ground to stand on. Sister is in the middle of enrolling in a high school in my city to start in September. She has all of her documents with her as she was already working full time. We ran her social to make sure nothing has been opened or credited under her, and she is good to go. She had chosen to do all of her classes online and took up working full time in the meantime. She has the choice now of going to school, joining activities, and working. I want her to have fun, make memories, be an adult later. My mother left a voicemail and a text message to both of us. Mine said, "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed 21 female and 21 male lives by not taking the baby, and you've gone ahead and brainwashed 16 female into hating us." She then proceeded to let me know that I've been completely disowned and I'm not welcome to ever contact them again, and that I wouldn't be seeing a dime from them. I'm not sure where she could have gotten that idea, considering I've been living out of her house and self-supporting since I was 16. Sister's message said essentially the same thing. She's been disowned and is no longer welcome to go to them for help. She's always kind of had the same no BS attitude as me, but I think this is the first time I've genuinely seen her let go and relax in a long time. We had a long conversation about what our mother messaged us, and in the beginning, Sister was kind of upset, but after reassuring her she will always have significant other and I and aunt, she looks free. I am excited to watch her grow and get to support her in all the ways she wouldn't have gotten from our parents. As for baby, CPS, and my other sister, I've been in contact with baby daddy's parents. Recently, sister, baby daddy are living in their basement. I laid out everything that happened, showed them messages, doorbell video, etc. They were shocked, and last I heard, were making plans to try and adopt the baby and finding their legal footing as well. They've asked if they can come to us for help as we have more proof to help them, so absolutely will be providing anything they could need. Now, my significant other has several nieces and nephews, and while we don't see them too often, it's so much fun when we do. So even though I didn't exactly imagine a close bond with my sister and her significant other, 21 female, 21 male, to begin with, it does not mean I wasn't excited to be the fun aunt when I was involved, or open to a close relationship when the time came. As for being involved if the grandparents do adopt, I'm not honestly sure. I would be open to being involved on birthdays, etc., but I also feel like I really won't be involved considering I have absolutely nothing to do with their family most of the time. So, thank you Reddit for all the advice and support. If you happen to have any tips on what else I can do to help my 16 female sister, I'll take all the advice I can. I want to be the best I can be for her. Well, be good for you, fantastic for your sister, good news on the baby front, hopefully grandparents can do something there, or the parents actually step up and take the parenting role, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one. Your mom's message just cemented the idiotic image I had of her and your sister. You, OP, and you alone have ruined their lives. They have absolutely no accountability for their decisions or the things that they've done. It is all on you. And just in case it didn't come out, that was an attempt of sarcasm on my part. Anyways, OP, you're a great sister and you've seemed to be doing great, so I don't think you need any advice. You guys will do fantastic. All the best and take care. Now, let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge and it's by user Throwaway105597. I gave a regular customer all of their change back in pennies on purpose. So, I used to work at a now closed down retail shop in the UK that sold CDs, DVDs, vinyl, that sort of thing. We had a lot of regular customers that used to irk us, but in particular was this one guy who used to come in, buy roughly 20 to 40 pounds worth of things, and then pay for his entire transaction in coins, mainly pennies, 5p's, 10p's, and 20p's, not even pounds. Each time we'd have to stand there and count each coin individually, otherwise the tills would be wrong at the end of the day, holding up the queue while he stood there with a smug look on his face making jokes about how long it took us to process the transaction. Now, I'm not the greatest at maths, I have dyscalculia, so numbers aren't my strong point. I used to hide when this guy came in so I wouldn't have to serve him because I knew I'd take longer than everyone else to count up his money and put it in the till, and then I'd hold up the queue. This time, there was no one else on the shop floor and the penny guy comes in, so I had to serve him. To my surprise, this time he actually gave me some notes to pay with, and secretly I was thrilled because it meant I could now take revenge. I processed the transaction and with a smug look on my face start counting out £12 worth of change in pennies, 5p's, 10p's and 20p's. He questions what I'm doing and I say, "Sorry sir, we have too many coins in the till and we've been told to get rid of them." A lie, obviously. He stands there for a good 10 minutes while I count out his change, lose count, have to start over again, all the while smiling and putting on my best fake sweet customer service voice. The entire time he's standing there getting red-faced and impatient, tapping on the counter, sighing loudly under his breath, until I finished and gave him all of his change. He remained a regular customer, but never paid in pennies ever again. Well done, OP. You paid him in the same coin. Quite literally. Haha, and I made a dad joke. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I certainly did reading them to you. So if you did, then go ahead and give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and become a member of our Discord community that just keeps growing and it is fantastic. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of the relevant links are in the video description below, so be sure to check them out. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys enjoy this content, so thank you once again. And having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.